Hi and welcome to this love and relationship bonus reading for Libra, February 2024. This can be a reading for all Libra placements, but also of course for people who just feel like this reading is resonating or helpful or somehow inspiring to them. So yeah, welcome to my channel, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. This is obviously very helpful for channel growth and for exposure. And yeah, let's look into a love and relationship dynamic. In the beginning, I will talk about your perspective, your standpoint on relationships, and in the second part of the reading I will go into a dynamic of you and another person or an incoming energy. So let's see, we have 1717 on my laptop screen, so maybe that's a number for you. Ooh, the Wheel of Fortune, very beautiful. We have the Three of Summer, also very beautiful. And we have the High Priestess, very powerful, Five of Spring. So with the Five of Spring on the bottom of the deck, this is the Five of Wands. So maybe there is a situation when it comes to love where you really want to fight for something. Maybe you really want to choose yourself. Maybe you want to fight for yourself. Maybe there is some competition going on also with other people. But for me, it's more like a conflict, an issue within ourselves that we have to solve, where we really have to find a clear standpoint on what do we want to also go for. So the caption says, occasionally you may experience clashes with others. If you decide the matter is worth your energy, then do what you can to minimize the conflict without sacrificing your goals or beliefs. And I think this is very important because conflict is a tricky thing in relationships. It's obviously sometimes healthy and sometimes also just we need the conflict to get past it. So we need to figure out our differences and have our standpoint, but sometimes a conflict just for the conflict's sake can of course be very destructive. So yeah, I think this is a really good caption also when it comes to relationships, not only romantic, but relationships and connections in general. How far do we go in conflict, and where do we see conflict as something that can be helpful, that can be something that can help us grow within a relationship, and where do we find the boundaries with conflict? Where do we say this is enough, or this is not going anywhere, or we don't find a solution, or how can we find conflict resolution? So this is all questions here that might be coming up for you. With these cards, when it comes to your relationships and love, it's actually a very beautiful picture. With the Three of Summer, it could be that you're just having a lighthearted feeling about relationships in general, that you're going into it with a more friendly feeling, with a more open-hearted and open-minded feeling, with a more light, as I said, feeling in a sense of not this deep romantic black and white death and alive kind of feeling when it comes to relationships, but more like a let's see where this takes me, let's see what life has to offer. I have a lot to offer. And with the Wheel of Fortune, this pairing is obviously a beautiful pairing to also be open to fate, open to destiny, open to what the universe also wants to bring you when you put out this light-hearted energy. The caption says you have an exciting reason to celebrate, such as an engagement, wedding, graduation, or birth announcement. Remember to cherish those you love. So in traditional classical sense, the Three of Summer and Three of Cups is not necessarily about engagements per se, but it is about feeling connected to groups of people, feeling the familiarity of people, maybe a soul tribe type of thing, and also engaging with people that are of your kind in a way. So this can be part of your love situation right now, that you're trying to meet people in places where you feel like you belong, or you have met a person maybe in people in places that you feel like you belong. With the Wheel of Fortune also, this is pushing you into a higher version of yourself. This is helping you grow. This is a lucky card. So this is also a card that is kind of saying it's meant to be like that. It's meant to be to meet somebody here, or it's meant to be that love is happening for you here in this area, in this social environment. So it says, accept a sudden positive change in your life. You can now move forward and make great progress. Beautiful. I mean, we don't need to know more. We know it's the Wheel of Fortune, and the Wheel of Fortune obviously brings us positive change. The High Priestess is a card of also moving forward intuitively and wisely, where we feel like maybe we don't have all the answers just yet, but still we can kind of feel our ways towards a situation or through a situation, and we also don't have to give all the answers. You know, we can also kind of hide behind a veil a little bit when it comes to relationships, maybe really look within before we communicate outside. So this is all the spiritual sixth sense kind of psychic energy that we're bringing into a situation or relationship where we really want to feel our way through, and where we really can trust also that we have good intuition when it comes to relationships with other people. It's also a card of not knowing where things go and being okay with that, being okay with a sense of belonging to every single spot on this spiritual journey called life that we are in, especially paired with the Wheel of Fortune. This is very much like, oh, this is how it's meant to be. This is where I'm meant to be. This is how things are meant to develop right now, even though I don't understand the full picture, and that's fully okay that I don't understand it on a rational level maybe. But this feels good. This feels right. This feels right is more the expression I would use for this situation. So yeah, let's see how this plays out with you and another person. So there could be an energy coming in, or you have an energy in your field already, like a person, or there's maybe multiple people. Who knows? With the Three of Summer, that could be very possible, because you just might be outgoing right now. You might meet a lot of people. Maybe there is, with the Five of Spring, also some competition going on. Yeah. All right. This other energy. The Hanged Man. Okay, somebody is, maybe you're dealing with a Pisces. Pisces, we have here 2 times the High Priestess and the Hanged Man. If not, of course, it doesn't have to be a Pisces person. The Hanged Man, it seems like there is a person who is somewhat trapped in a situation, or trapped in a, how can I say that? In a circumstance that forces them to really grow spiritually. So maybe in case there is a certain person in your picture, maybe they have a lot of spiritual growth to do right now. Maybe they have circumstances that trap them into some sort of non-movement. So it might be hard for them right now to move. It might be hard for people surrounding you when it comes to love and romantic relationships to really take proactive steps, because it seems like they are somewhat restricted by certain circumstances. At the same time, there's a lot of gaining new perspectives. There's a lot of growing. There's a lot of deeper understanding that's going on for this person. And there's also a lot of deeper understanding going on that how they have themselves taken part in creating that situation, because that's also something that we also forget to look at with the Hanged Man often, because it's not just like restricting circumstances, but what is the whole process of the Hanged Man is to really ponder on how did we get here and what was our part in getting here, you know? So because this is really the only thing that we can, with a higher probability, affect, you know. Of course we can affect other people too. I don't think we cannot affect any other people. I just think it's much more it's much smarter and much more convenient to try to find our own responsibility in situations, because that's the thing we can change the easiest. And maybe not even, that's not maybe even true, but that's the situations that will, or that's the way that will give us more character in the long term. Okay. It's very high morale reading, I know, but I mean, it's a Libra reading. So yeah, where are you standing? You're in the Seven of Swords in the reverse. This is good because I think you're really trying to stay in a non-illusionary state, also a very transparent and open and honest state with yourself, also with another person. Maybe that's also what kind of keeps them trapped in a circumstance, you know, because you're like, this is how it is, this is how I see it, I'm not gonna pretend like it's anything else, and that might force other people also to look within themselves and to grow. But yeah, you're very, I think, transparent, honest, open also with yourself. You're not kind of deceiving yourself. You're not standing in your own way, I think, when it comes to this. And you're seeing it for what it is, not trying to take the easy road or the easy route. That would be the Seven of Swords. I heard a really nice interpretation of the Seven of Swords today. I really like this tarot reader, Dove and Serpent Tarot, if you know him. He's quite popular. And he had this interpretation of the idea of the grass is always greener on the other side. And that's also the Seven of Swords, kind of. And when the Seven of Swords is in the reverse, maybe we might understand like, well, this is the situation just how it is. There is no point in comparing or finding reasons why something is possible or not possible. It's just like really taking things for face value, and yeah, it brings stagnation maybe, but it brings also a sense of this is how things are meant to be right now, and I'm okay with that, and I know this is for my growth. Five of Pentacles. Well, yeah, I mean, Five of Pentacles with the Eight of Cups in the pairing. It does seem like there could be a sense now for both parties, of course, especially when it comes to really materializing a connection or having a connection happen in real time, in the real world, and not just in our mind or in our hearts, but manifest on an everyday. It might feel like it's very difficult and very hard, and you might share a sense of unworthiness for some reason with a person. Maybe a person feels unworthy of you, maybe you feel like left out in the cold, or vice versa. There is a shared sense of hardship when it comes to making something happen or manifest something. And it can have to do, of course, with our sense of self-worth with the Five of Pentacles, but it can also just have to do with circumstances. I mean, it can't just be that, you know. With the Eight of Cups, yes, trying to get out of this emotional slump would be now the idea. This can, of course, also be like a situation where you're really fighting for yourself to maybe understand not getting involved with people who are not available, maybe not emotionally available, or just maybe they're emotionally available but just restricted. You know, they just can't give you what you need, and you can't give them what they need. So we sometimes pick out people, or often, or most of the time, unfortunately, who remind us of dysfunctional dynamics in our family or in our upcoming and growing up. So It could be just really breaking through a certain pattern and a cycle and moving on to more fulfilling things. If this is in a relationship dynamic and you're in a relationship, of course you can maybe work through together with a person and fight for a person, or have a similar fight with a person, because this lack mentality type of, or it's not even a mentality with the Five of Pentacles, it's a lack situation that brings a lot of worry, and that brings a lot of often, of course, worrying about how can I change, how can I make this more balanced, which would be the Six of Pentacles. It is really, I think, moving on emotionally and taking things for what they are, and being kind of, with the Five of Swords also, very precise and consequent about seeing the situation for what it is, with the Seven of Swords in the reverse. Even though it might be uncomfortable, but here we have the Eight of Pentacles, so it is about really putting in the discipline, putting in the work to get the results that you're looking for. With the Five of Spring, as I said, I think conflict is maybe a theme here, but we need to see it as something that we can work with, or that we want to work with, rather than having it control a situation. All right, so let's see what the love oracles want to say. These cards I take with a grain of salt, because they are just very specific, so you know, it's more like a fun little girly card deck, I think. I mean, it's very smart. I'm not saying it doesn't have wisdom, but it's just take it with a grain of salt, maybe. Stay open-hearted, open-minded. So the card is saying your soulmate might differ from your normal type and your expectations. So yeah, with the Three of Summer, Wheel of Fortune, High Priestess, you have a very strong spiritual and emotional foundation here. So you are in a very strong place with yourself, and you're really trusting, I think, what's happening here. And you're trusting also a feeling of things can be better, and things can feel better, and things can be more fulfilling as they are right now. And I'm willing to acknowledge that and be very honest and consequent about that realization. So yeah, thank you so much for being here, and I hope you have a great February. Come back for any other reading, and maybe check out your ascendant, moon, rising, and I hope we'll see each other again. Please like, subscribe, comment, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.